10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the NanYang Championships EU qualifier. We are in the lower bracket. It's a sad place because the losers of these bo3s go home. And well, NanYang Championships, quite a lot of money on the line in Season 2. We have no Diggity versus Virtus.Pro fighting for their lives here in this tournament. It's a bo3. I'm Lysander, joined here by Cloudax. Welcome back. It's been an hour break. Hopefully VP have got over their trashing.
Man, that was a nasty trashing indeed, by the way. Virtus.Pro, let's see if they can actually bounce back from this. They did get destroyed by Adfinim, there's no sugarcoating it, but no Diggity. They're on a bit of a loss streak themselves, and they've definitely got plenty to prove here. As they'll start off with that Beastmaster ban.
Alright, yeah. Everyone banning Beastmaster nowadays. That guy, give him an Iron Talon, and he comes out of the jungle. Really rich and high leveled. And the Beastmaster Raw, very good at a lot of the early game aggression that we see now in drafts, trying to shut down the core of an opposing team and lock them down. Virtus.Pro start off good, pick the counter of all, Doom.
Yeah, so we should be seeing that roaming support Doom. At least I'd like to see a roaming support Doom as opposed to the offlane greedy Doom. No Diggity. The last time they faced off versus Virtus.Pro, I believe Virtus.Pro came out ahead in that engagement, 2-1 at Dream League. Let's see if no Diggity turn the tides in their favor this time around. 2 picks on the board for them. They'll start with the Earth Spirit standard stuff, getting another roaming support for themselves. Possibly gonna see a core pickup coming out early on here.
Yeah, it's never wise to fill up your support slots with heroes so early, because it does lock down your draft. Reveal too much to your opponent. If you want, you can always pick up an ambiguous hero. Something like a Mirana is always very suitable here. But it's gonna be a Slaughter, something that no Diggity actually favor quite a fair bit. They value this aggression that they play, but they sometimes run it on Era. And that is when it might get concerning, because the last time they ran it on Era, they like the late game, because Era is usually used to those late game carries, and Slaughter's more of a tempo controller, get up his blink, get maybe an armlet, few other items, and fight, end the game quick, you know, control the tempo for your late game calls to move in, or end the game, like I said. So, we'll see how they run the Slaughter this time, but they do like the slippery fish.
Yeah, and I do feel like Era on the Slaughter is pretty much a match made in heaven as well. It's not the most conventional setup to run a one-position Slaughter, but if ever there was a person that would be able to make the most use of it, it's Era, because he's one of those one-position players that just really gets active on the map once he gets his first few core items, and Slaughter is one of those heroes that needs to get snowballing once he gets that Blink Dagger online.
Dire team ban.
There's also plenty of synergy with the amp damage versus the Doom here. Doom, one of those heroes that starts with little to no armor.
Yeah, it's a okay. I guess you could say it's a good counter. Doom does pick up a lot of armor items nowadays, you know, so it's not super countery, but it's. I mean, amp damage makes everyone soft, so I wouldn't say it's the main reason it's good against Doom, but yeah. You could say it's that, but the Disruptor pick actually gonna shut down the Earth Spirit and Slaughter. You talked about Disruptor shutting down that Kowlin Spirit. It's gonna shut down Slaughter as well. You know, he sprints all the way and then you just drag him all the way back.
Yeah, the Disruptor does seem to be something well within VP's comfort zone. It's probably gonna be no fear running it again, which would leave Tenji on the Doom, or possibly even Yoku playing it on the offlane. It's too soon to tell, really.
Lone Druid now going to be banned out. Sven Lifestealer as well. More popular cores as of late. This tanky cores seems to be the trend. You know, that's why you see Lifestealers very often picked. And in response to that Lifestealer ban, they ban out the Lone Druid, which it's. Lifestealer kind of counters because he eats away at the best HP and does a lot of damage, regens a lot of health. And Virtus.Pro, I think they might be thinking about banning out the Alchemist, because one of the hard counters to Alchemist is actually Slaughter. Because you talked about armor reduction, Alchemist, also another one with little to no armor, and if you amp him, it's very easy to blow him up. So now, without that ban on Alchemist, I wouldn't be surprised if no Diggity pick it up for themselves.
Well, no Diggity seem to be ignoring the Lion so far. They'll opt to go with that Witch Doctor instead. I believe that'll be Cinderin's hero this game. But Virtus.Pro, man, they're bringing a new flavor to the table here. We're seeing that Night Stalker being banned in the first phase. I'm guessing that's a respect ban towards Yapsor. And also the Lone Druid ban. Qualifier has been known to run the mid Lone Druid every now and then, so...
Reserve time.
It's also, yeah... It's partly that, and it's also partly because maybe they don't want to deal with so hard a push. Then coming their way, they want to play something more greedy. Virtus.Pro, I'm not sure if they run Alchemist as much, but I've seen Diggity run that Slaughter Alchemist a lot of times now, and it's a very possible pick here. Witch Doctor, you mentioned Witch Doctor being picked instead of a Lion. Witch Doctor is more of your defensive type of supports, which you usually want to pick up if you want to protect your lanes. And late game, it does add a lot of combo with Slaughter's Amplify damage. I mean, you reduce his armor to negatives. Witch Doctor ult gonna be pretty strong, so we'll see what no Diggity go with. There is a Tidehunter, so Virtus.Pro have some really huge ultimates here.
Yeah, we are going to see the Yoku Tidehunter, I believe, and that will leave Doom to be played by No Fear, I would assume. And then FNG probably picks up the 5-position Disruptor. I like this draft coming out from Virtus.Pro. It's tanky, it's meant to basically dominate your early game phase. With the Witch Doctor and the Earth Spirit, I don't think the Tidehunter is going to be threatened way too much. Even if he does get threatened, he's always got the option to move into the jungle just because of the way that Tidehunter is actually built as a hero.
Yeah. I think there's a way around this, of course. If you pick up a Gyrocopter, can add some magical bursts, can really threaten a Tidehunter even despite his natural tankiness. The lockdowns from Earth Spirit and Witch Doctor comboed up with the Gyro can be more than enough to take out a Tide in the offlane. And I'd like to see something like this, or maybe we go towards something like a Viper or Razor, something that can really get up the damage or the crippling to punish that Tidehunter offlane. But other than that, we could see some sort of strategy borrowing here. Maybe Timbersaw.
Razor.
There you go, you'll be a Razor. Yeah, you'll be a Razor. So no Diggity are gonna skip out on the Alchemist. It could still be a mid-elk for Quakefer, but we'll see. It does seem... I wouldn't say it's greedy actually. It's they've got a good amount of control in this game because Razor is not a hero that really needs a lot of babysitting. So Earth Spirit is free to do his own thing, whereas Razor can punish a Tide with his static link. So I think it's a strong mid-game kind of lineup here from No Diggity so far. But speaking on the side of VP, like I said, lots of big ultimates. They've got to work around the cooldowns though, so gotta play those carefully. And of course, No Diggity will have to circumvent these.
Yeah, it does look like we're gonna see some timing window Dota coming out from Virtus.Pro, playing around the Ravage and the Doom. But I do think Virtus.Pro is, I would assume that they're debating whether or not to pick up the Slog this game. On the one hand, Slog's decent versus the Razor. You can kite in and out of the battle, break that static link and come back in for round 2. But then again, with the Earth Spirit in the vicinity, Slog may not be the best option. Puck's not too bad though.
More CC, I think it's excellent. Great against Slaughter, great against Earth Spirit. More cancels for Witch Doctor. I think VP is a really scary teamfight lineup, man. No Diggity. I don't think they want to be fighting into this before any kind of BKB, and I think banning out the Spectre is really smart here. Because if you get locked down in CC with Spectre, it's not the place you want to be. And they did receive it firsthand in the last game, Press R win game. And well, we'll see Virtus.Pro do something similar with another hero. What hero do you think will be picked up here? I mean, it's a mid-pup, Doom, Disruptor support, and yeah, they smelled the Alchemist coming and they banned it away.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking Clark would actually be a good fit for Virtus.Pro this game. I would still love to see him picked up. But as far as the other options go for 1 positions, you've got the Gyro if they want to get greedy, even the Anti-Mage is an option. But yeah, their options have been limited quite a bit with the Spectre, the Sven, the Life Sealer, and the Alchemist getting banned out.
I'm not so sure about Anti-Mage against Slaughter Razor though. Not heroes that he's best against, and ooh, okay, this might be it. Talking about push, Virtus.Pro go back for push themselves. They want a team fight. If you want to avoid the team fights, then we're gonna take your towers. I kind of like this draft. I think FNG has got it sorted out. He has a game plan in mind. Has some really
10
strong
seconds remaining.
drafts, strong ultimates that opponents will want to dodge fights
5 seconds
from, and towers with Lycan get a huge goal lead and punish them. So Disruptor
Reserve
also
time.
really good at getting strays. I think ultimately VP's draft looked really strong. It's up to Diggity to play defensive and around it.
However, they are lacking lockdowns. I mean, they've got the Ravage and they've got the Disruptor, also the Puck for some CC, but they don't really have any low cooldown stuns available, which means no Diggity. They could consider getting something with a bit of mobility for their middle lane.
Ember
Queen of
Spirit.
Pain. Yep, Queen of Pain, Ember
I think
Spirit,
Queen
both heroes
will
that
get
come to
punished
mind.
too hard though. That's too much for Queen. I think Ember might be slightly better. I still think that with the amount of ultimates, it's not negligible. Yeah, you have like 4 heroes that can stun or lock or disable. I mean, okay, fine, we won't use Tidehunter as one, but I think 3 heroes here would really shut down a Queen of Pain. Puck, Disruptor, Doom, all 3 shuts a Queen of Pain down really hard. So I think a more tanky mid for mid might be better, or he might go for his Tinker. We'll see. They could also go for another offlane and give Razor to Quakefa in the middle.
Yeah, that could actually work. Razor versus Puck. The phase shift does not disjoint this static link, and I think Razor walks all over that lane.
10 seconds remaining.
Do go for an offlaner though. What do you think they've got in mind
5
here?
seconds remaining.
Well, they've got 4 seconds, so we're probably going to be able to call it anyway.
Yeah,
It's
there
gonna
we go.
be the
So it's
Ember.
Ember Spirit, yeah. You mentioned something mobile and really hard to catch without short cooldown disables. So there's your hero. Quakefa is going to be one of them. He only has to really fear the glimpse at the start. And of course, when the game progresses, there is Doom to be concerned about. So it's still not sunshine and roses here for Ember Spirit. It is going to be simpler early game. I won't say it's perfectly okay, but it is still going to be challenging come mid game, come late game because of all those huge ultimates. And just holding him there for a few seconds can allow Lycan to tear him to pieces. So it will be an Era Razor and a Keizu Slaughter. So Yapzo will be the guy rolling around as Cowlin. So hopping into the game, we have Virtus.Pro going to be playing on the Radiant side this time round. My keyboard's going funky. Okay, so the CIS squad, Virtus.Pro, I don't think they need much introduction, but we're going to introduce them anyway. We have FNG on that Disruptor, and we have Yoku on his Tidehunter. Hopefully he has a better offlane experience this time round. We have G playing a Tempo Controller Puck, and we have Aloha Dance playing that Lycan. FNG on that Disruptor. So, well, no Diggity. They are pretty much... say fan favorites? Probably fan favorites in this matchup because of this guy right here, Syndrin, Witch Doctor. Yes,
Yeah,
I think he uses the same stuff as me.
I'm pretty certain they're fan favorites, but as far as betting odds go, I'm not too certain about that. Yapzor will be handling that. Earth Spirit, you've got Syndrin playing the Witch Doctor. Ember Spirit going to be handled by Quakefa. Earth Spirit,
30
did I
seconds
mention
to
this?
battle.
Yapzor on the Earth Spirit, I think I did. With
Yeah.
Era on the Razor and Slaughter going to be handled by Khezu. This really does feel like No Diggity is going to have a lot of opportunities to make ways into the VP lineup. They've got, as we mentioned earlier, lots of long cooldown spells like the Doom, the Ravage, and to a certain extent even the Dream Coil and the Static Storm. Diggity, they're going to be looking for that early Blink Dagger on Khezu, and once they get that, that's when they start controlling the pace of this
The
game. At least
battle
that would be the
begins.
ideal way for them to play this one.
It definitely is, and it will be gold for both mid laners, so no real big advantage going on either team at the start, but we have a lot of early wards planted with those quick TPs. A sentry ward being plopped down here by Diggity, but missing completely, so Syndrin getting the wrong reads there on the observer ward placements, and yeah, will not be getting a free $100 to start off his game. Syndrin, oh wow, walking front already. Trying to slow down the creep wave, I think. Yeah, trying to slow down the creep wave and start the steps. That sentry ward right... No, okay, that was Yoku. So Yoku drops the sentry ward down. Not sure if he thinks this observer is coming down. Syndrin. Oh, it'll be a shame if he drops it now. You'll be giving $100 over to that guy. Meanwhile, Disruptor is going to start off with Thunderstrike on Keizu. So lightning type, pretty good against water.
Yep, the sentry actually from Synderen, it may not have found the observatory ward, but it does block out the small camp near the secret shop. So if they can zone out Tidehunter from the lane entirely, I think Yoku's gonna have a hard time. And no fear, recognizing that he needs to put a little effort into securing the Tidehunter's lane, I think he's made the right decision to rotate up top here.
So it will be a Doom with a tomato clap. Oh, here comes the roll though. No fear. Zero armor. Boots first. Will take more punishment from the neutral creeps. Synderen of all people scoring first blood. That is really, really rare. Usually he's the one giving it over. But hey, it is Synderen scoring first blood for his team. And that was a great gank and very callous there from No Fear. So,
Middle
jump
lane
there
though.
by Yepzo.
G?
Oh, middle lane. G, is he taking pot shots at Qualifier? Qualifier actually going in, diving him hard, nearly getting the pick off, but in the end, not successful, burning all his mana for it as well. So G will survive. I think it was just aggressive trading from him, knowing that he had the salve, whereas Qualifier did not.
Yeah, Quackwa is pretty much starting to push out G from this lane. G's out of consumables for now, and Quackwa still has a good 3 tangos to work with. Bottle should be coming online in the next 30 seconds or so.
Oh,
All in
nice
jungle.
stun.
Ooh, he's zoning out Synderen here. I don't think we're gonna see any
Oh,
significant
wow,
kills.
they're going Maledict in. They're gonna try and poke Yoku here, but I don't think it's gonna be a kill. Synderen tries to go for the cliff there and get the snag. Yoku will do a little backflip, taunting them a little bit, but overall, I don't think we'll see much coming out of this. Meanwhile, Qualifier in the middle lane.
Kezu's actually been sent back to base here. He chose to get that Iron Talon and move into the jungle entirely. Recognizing that his life could have been in danger at this bottom lane. One well-placed rotation from No Fear might have been able to secure the kill. But No Fear, he's putting a lot of
He's coming
commitment
back
into...
in.
Alright.
Alright,
But No
coming
Fear's
back
actually
in.
put a lot of effort into securing mid and top. Which
Yeah.
means that Kezu could punish that bottom.
So let's be careful though. Having 0 armor was proof detrimental earlier on. Yepzo jumps right in there, kicks G in the face, dropping very low here. The rock, unfortunately, not rolling into Puck as he does jaunt out of existence. But already, the Spirit Brothers once again be applying pressure on G in that middle lane. So it's been a rough day for him.
It has indeed, man. But it's nice to see this Earth Spirit not being completely shut
another
down
roll.
by the nerfs.
Okay,
Oh, he
Fear
kicked him
onto
back
the
up.
high ground, but no. There'll be no chains follow up, and now Yepzo could be in trouble himself. There's an Alpha Wolf Doom chasing him down, and there shouldn't be any real danger for him now. And his roll's off cooldown, so he should be fine. Going back to business here. Synderen, meanwhile, be farming it up.
As far as CS goes, Razor, the clear victor right now with 25 CS in the bank. Lycan just a little bit behind him. Doing okay in the bottom lane as well with 24 CS to his name. But middle lane, Puck does seem to be coming out ahead. Good 20 for him over and above that 15 on the Ember.
Yep,
Nice
Yepzo pick up himself some shoes, and G get himself an arcane rune, so that's gonna help with the spam that he will most likely be going for. Okay, Zu going for a little bit of jungle farm, steals that EXP. Doom is now at level 3, but there's a chase going on, and Yepzo sees it. They smell blood in the water. Maybe he eats this one up. No, he really wants that Alpha Wolf, but I think he's going down here. The Scorched Earth probably not strong enough to resist it. There's a kick, and you allow Qualifier to come close enough to get that, and there's an Infernal Blade trying to chip away at Quakefir's health, but it's not going to be enough, as the Doom, wandering a little bit too far into enemy territory, will feed his life away once again. So 2 kills already going the way of no Diggity.
Rotation from Qualifier, well worth it there after getting the kill on the Doom. But with this, No Fear is going to be a little bit spooked about his rotations. He's probably going to just stick around towards the middle lane, farming the jungle every now and then. And I think he does need to start catching up on levels a bit as well. Because his Doom is going to be one of the only tools that they're going to have to actually shut down.
Oh, yeah, so getting caught in the bottom lane, but a little bit too tanky there, as a innately strong strength hero will be able to resist that damage coming out from the VP gank. Not too much to worry about, as he is above half health, but Slaughter's back now to take that EXP.
How far is Kezu from that blink so far? Quite a ways to go. It's just 5 minutes in.
Oh, if he has it now, that'll be surprising. It's 5 minutes, 40 seconds, so... We'll have to see here. Qualifier doesn't have level 6 yet, so this might be the time for G to make a jump here. They do have the stun on Doom as well. G be looking for something, but Earth Spirit here to ruin the day.
Beat the fuck orb. I don't think we're gonna see too many kills just yet. It's just the Earth Spirit signal. Is it really possible to bring down this puck with the orb available?
No, he goes for the coil. Defensive coil as well. The silence and the kick. They go for chains as well. He's dropping really low. Now they go in and chase Yoku coming in. I thought that was going to be a Ravage, but no. Very, very greedy there from Yapso and the Ember Spirit. Wait for very, very greedy. Yapso going to roll out on that stone there. FNG comes in there, gets found there by that Slaughter. Rolling in there with the Crush. And getting that kill. So 1 and 3, so they do trade Ember for Disruptor. It's not the worst, but it's also not the best trade they could have gotten there. Losing their mid laner, pretty bad. And G will have to go back all the way. So it's not too uneventful a gank for them. They do get quite a few things happening, forcing TPs, more economic damage, and Era getting the free lane to himself will now this tower down really low into deny range actually, so might have to stick around for this last hit. He will start sapping away no fear's damage, so don't even think about a deny here, says Era, and he will whip that tower down and get himself that juicy gold. Keizu meanwhile will hit level 6, so it could mean a punishing time for Lycan, who very happily always claims that he does not need armor.
Yeah, Era just making the most out of the space that his teammate gave him, but VP's prepping like they want to make a play on Era. They do have the Dream Coil available. The Doom is not going to be online, at least for another minute or so. Cinderin is here, just in case things go awry for Era. He's going to be here to back him up.
No Doom, like you said, and oh, they go for the cask. There is a catapult. Oh, very unfortunate. Bounce to the range creep and back into the wave. So RNG not favoring Syndren over there. Cask could have started something potentially big, but in the end, will whiff. But Era says, "Alright, let me steal some of your damage, and then you'll just walk out of this lane." So minus 59, Doom hitting like a kitten.
And this is when VP starts to come online a little bit. They've got the Ravage available, the Dream Coil is ready to go as well. Doom, while he's being zoned out of this lane, he's still able to stay in range to lead some EXP. So he's gonna get that ult up as well. That's when VP just gets this little bit of a power spike that no Diggity is gonna have to be careful about. The Blink Dagger on Slaughter though, I know I've stressed about this a lot, but it is really the key item for Keizu, and he's realized this. He's just opted to keep a TP on himself while continuing to farm this bottom lane. Aloha Dance is going to TP up top, so they do want to make a play by the looks of it. Have a smoke. Doom is still not level 6 though, so this could be a bit over ambitious coming out from them.
It's a Razor as well, but it looks like Era has a map hack. It's okay, Syndren will tank this. I got this, fam. Maybe he gets out of there. Cask, okay. Yeah.
No, he's not gonna survive this.
Runs in. Green Lantern activates. Oh, well, gets crit by the wolves and he will die. So, well, can't really stop the man from dying, but he already had 2 kills, so he needed to really pin him down a little bit, sit him down, let him know his place. Qualifier getting caught out, but here comes that Boulder. And we jump away from the harm here. No fear, no mana. Actually, we see Era chasing Yoku. Is there a stun? Crush? Nope, holding it back. Keizu knowing when. Pull back his stick. We'll not go for the crush. We'll not waste any mana. But they will lose that tight kill. So 4,000 gold in favor of Aloha Dance, actually. Well, not 4,000 gold in favor, but he does have 4,000 net worth, which is at the top of the leaderboards right now.
No Diggity are starting to fall a little bit behind in terms of EXP. Just level 4 on the Earth Spirit for now. He's gonna cross level 5, but everyone on the side of VP is gonna have their ults online now. And I think while the last smoke may have found Cinderin, they might want to pop another one, use the Ravage to find a more high priority kill. But we already see No Diggity anticipating this as they'll group up, stick as a 4-man unit, and try and mow down towers, making space for their Ember Spirit.
Yeah, but look at his Razor. First item, Boots of Travel. I don't know, No Diggity was standing in with Malini. Like,
I mean,
I've never seen a Razor go for this first.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't seen it either, especially not on the 1 position rule. I'd have expected Razor to be building some tanky items, maybe the drums, possibly even an early phase boost just to kite around the periphery. He is fairly susceptible now to being blown
Oh,
up.
they're coming in from the side there. Keizu wrapped around and they will not actually see this one coming. A good startup stun here from Syndra will actually lock down the Doombringer. There is a Disruptor ultimate to shut them all down for a while. But G is coil once again used for control purposes. But Yoku comes in with the Ravage tentacles everywhere. Era TP's in for a gank, but the Wolf is on the hunt. Plasma field will come. There'll be a little damage, but Era dropping really low, tries to sap away Aloha Dance's damage, but he dances right over his face, and Syndra will go down to the anchor smash. Quakefer running away, doesn't have a spirit behind right now, kicks him to the side. Yep, so we'll throw a rock his way, so it will start up the Lycan, stop the push coming his way, and in the end, will lose themselves a tower. Disruptor
Dire's middle tower
coming in here
has
could look for a glimpse, but they don't want to overcommit, having spent all their ultimates already. I was about to say that Diggity had a cool little plan with Razor staying at the bottom to make VP think they're going for a train and wrapping around with the rest of the heroes. But in the end, the teamfight ultimates from VP proved to be too strong, and that's one of the things we talk about. Diggity will have to circumvent these large cooldowns if they want to take any successful fights.
And this is their time to shine, really. The only thing that's available at the moment is the Doom. The call is going to come back online, but they have to know that the Ravage is unavailable right now. We see
Are they
them
going
go
for
to...
this? Wow.
That's an early attempt. And I mean, it shouldn't be too hard either, right? Although
They
they
don't
don't
really have big damage. Razor is not the strongest hitter, but they do have Syndra and his heal, so I guess it could work. I mean, with amplified damage, Roshan is always a possibility. So I would say this is okay. I mean, it's very doable.
It's actually pretty smart because they know that they can't take a fight because VP is going to be on the back foot, knowing that Ravage is offline. Instead, they'll just move into the pit to take Roshan, and VP just may not have the tools to contest, but this is as fortunate as it gets here. G's got an Invis rune, but yeah, he's too late to the party.
There we go. No second Aegis steal this time. No. Maybe late. For you guys just tuning in, this is the NanYang Championships EU Qualifier loser bracket. So loser goes home at the end of this BO3. So will it be 2-0? Will it be 2-1? We'll see. And Razor gets glimpsed away. Aloha Dance getting caught out. He will have a coconut gone his way. But Syndra immediately gets silenced, so he's losing quite a bit of health there to that Thunder Strike. Here comes the doggies. Oh no, he's gonna get caught out. He's turning onto that heal, but he's getting munched down. Will he drop? He will drop. Aloha Dance sets the dogs on Syndra, and well, I guess we have the answer to that question. Who let the dogs out? Aloha did. Yoku fits in quick for space.
They actually picked up a blink dagger on his side, so they could turn this around if they wanted to.
Yeah, there's Ravage as well. That's something else. So see, no Diggity in the danger zone right now. They might just blow the Ravage on a quick for kill. His shield is down after all. Fear comes in with his ultimate. Potentially just remove one hero, turn him into a creep.
The VP has an observer ward deep inside the jungle. They see Kezu farming up this, and they could be going for it. The Dream Ball could be committed.
Yeah, wow, they doom him right up. And with that orb as well, Kezu will not be getting out of there alive. They do get a quick and easy kill there. G already on a killing spree. Picking up a Veil of Discord, something very popular among mid laners nowadays as well. Aloha Dance getting a little bit of sapping action here from Yara. Nothing too much to worry about.
I really feel like VP did their homework for that last team fight. Having the vision behind, well, close to the tier 1 tower inside the jungle. They knew when Diggity would be prepping for a team fight or when they'd be prepping for the initiations with the Earth
there's
Spirits.
Coil and a glimpse. They throw out the cask. I'm not sure if that was the best target for it, but FNG and Aloha Dance sharing that coconut. And yeah, no kill so far, but they do drop a sentry ward. See the pesky wolves. Syndra getting body blocked up. G pushed on it, and now they glimpse back Syndra. Oh, poor Syndra. They do get the rocks though. G gonna be coming in there with that silence as well as that Ravage follow-up. Yep, so silence up. Has to pump that magnetize. He will get it on GG. Amplified up. That Fairy Dragon not gonna last for too long. Burns up in Earth Spirits. Magnetize ultimate, and Aloha Dance gets himself clapped up. Aloha Dance 522 movement speed, but you have no armor. Wolves need no armor. Era gives him the whip, and he goes down. No fear. scrambling away for his dear life. He does have triangle boots and a buckler, so this is Medic Doom, not the most
Radiant's
scary
middle
of
tower is
heroes.
under attack.
And Diggity
Dire's
take a
top tower
successful
is under
fight. We'll
attack.
look at a team fight recap. Almost 2,000 goals swung over to the Diggity boys.
Yeah, that really looked like it was going VP's way, especially after the Ravage clipped on multiple heroes. But then he happened to walk straight through. He did get silenced up by the Earth Spirit, I believe, while he was walking in for a Waning Rift. And that kind of delayed their fight a bit and allowed Diggity to turn things around. Also, the Lycan might have jumped a bit too deep under the tier 2 tower there.
I'll just like to take this moment to say how happy I am to see Syndra not at the bottom of the net worth and affording arcane boots at a reasonable time. I mean,
Shots fired, man.
if you watch enough of these games, man, he is the martyr on this team. He dies, but something good always happens, you know, after that. He helps his team get space and everything, and he's the only one with the abysmal score at the end sometimes. But it gets the team done. I mean, sometimes when you're calling the shots in your team, you know, you don't focus as much on the game, and that's how it goes. That's how it goes. And it's kind of a running joke, you know. Syndra's an awesome guy, and everyone wants him as an analyst.
True that, man. But I feel like FNG is actually doing a similar role for his own teammates here. He's at 1500 net worth, but he's the one buying the smokes, calling the shots, making the movements for his teammates. Now it's going to be a double smoke, both teams running with each other.
Oh, walks right in, no fear, gets himself amplified right away again. FNG this time whiffing on that silence. G getting silenced up as well, but Yapzor, Mr. OS Frog, burning up in that Infernal Blade. The Keizu Slaughter doomed up. Will not be able to proceed in this fight. Yapzor rolling away. They do meet face to face with that. Leica gets chained up, controlled there by Quakefer. And now Era running away from the 522 Zoo. It's really fast there by Keizu. Undoomed now. Erased that pentagram from his skin. Aloha does armor. Oh, armor really, really low there. Gets chopped down there by the Ember Spirit. No fear. Taking a rock to the face. But here comes Sidehunter to the rescue. The coil coming in. The orb though doing so much damage. Keizu dropping really low. Only 50 health remaining. A lot of armor on this guy. So surviving that right click. Yapzor pulls him back. Kicks the Titan away. Tries to survive there. But Infernal Blade is here to stay. And Diggity will lose their Earth Spirit. So 2 for 1. They lose Era. And they lose Yapzor, but they do take that Lycan in trade. Still, not the best fight for them, as you can see, a 900 goal swing going over to VP. So this game still, I wouldn't say dead even, but it's Radiant favored.
And these fights are really close though. 1 minute you've got Diggity taking the lead, then you've got Yoku jumping in with the big Ravage, Pox throwing down an orb as he makes his way back
is he
to
going
base.
for a solo kill, Syndra? Okay. Okay, Keizu getting that stun in, and now Yoku in a lot of trouble. Does purge off that amplified damage, a little bit annoying, and Syndra deploys the ultimate. I can't see below this. Alright, there we go. Tidehunter going down to the Plasma Field and the Witch Doctor. So Syndra gets another kill on the board.
Another 80 seconds without the Ravage for the Tidehunter and 30 seconds without the Tide himself. This should be a tier 1 tower taken down by no Diggity. But we're already seeing pings coming out from VP. They know they can't contest this. Instead, they'll try and get a trade and force some rotations back towards the top lane. Level 2 Necronomicons finished up for Aloha Dance as well. I think he's going to need the BKB immediately after he upgrades those books to level 3. Really going to be the best tool he'll have all game to deal with the Coconut as well as the Earth Spirit just jumping around and kicking him in the face.
I think it might be a detriment sometimes if he runs alongside them and then he gets that multi-bounce on him. Could actually really shut him down. Just be very careful here. But we have to be... Oh, I have to watch it out. Oh, there's a disruptor. Oh, but a 3-man crusher from Slaughter and the Coconut to share around. Quakefer, he will actually get those kills there, but he will get himself doomed. No fear. Now Mela picks it up, amplified up. There's a magnetizer as well. Era once again getting chased down here by the big bad wolf. Gets himself caught. The plasma fuel will come out, but I don't think it will suffice as the wolves take a huge chunk out of his ass. And Quakefer also run away once again, sitting out that fight thanks to good old Doombringer. And Quakefer, lots of remnants in the back there. Yoku's still giving him chase, but just trying to lure that Tidehunter away before jumping to that Spirit. So Quakefer, not gonna be too happy about that team fight. I mean, VP take that fight 1.3k to negative 300. So 1,600 goals swing for VP. I'd say they're further ahead now. Look at that net worth chart. Lycan top at the top of the charts, and G surviving that Slaughter initiation. I think Keizu has been on point, but his team hasn't followed up.
Yeah, and you've got to remember that was a fight without the Ravage on the Tide Hunter. We've seen the Ravage turn the tides once again in their favor.
Dire's
But
bottom tower is under
so we
attack.
were talking about Diggity having those timing windows. It's now time for VP to consider grouping up and making a play on the back of that. Roshan,
Wow.
we're still a couple of minutes or seconds. I can't for the life of me read that clock away. But VP, once they get this tier 1 tower, will be
It's
better
about a minute.
poised.
About a minute, give or take. But Crimson Guard on Doom. Wow, this is Armor Smith Doom. It's not the normal medic Doom. This is Armor Smith Doom. Looking to break away all the
Dire's
small
bottom
points of
tower
damage,
is under attack.
and it will resist a lot of the Witch Doctor ultimate hits, I believe. So it's very good. That Crimson Guard buff, very very strong for any kind of damage over time or multiple hits. Won't save them in the long run, but it's a very good early defense. And now they're wrapping up the river. They're gonna walk up the high ground. Yoku immediately gonna walk into Yepzor. Doombringer gives him the chop, and Yoku goes into the front, drops the Ravage on Era as well. Keizu the fish can only skittle around, tries to run and get something done, but now he will get himself into a lot of trouble. Aloha Dant, he is amplified up, but he won't be bothering too much about that damage because of that Crimson Guard buff. Yepzor buying time for his team. He will roll away, but no, the Disruptor says no. They go for the silence. They chop him up to the zoo. The orbs are coming, but no fear. He goes in there and just laughs it off as the Froggy Frog doesn't do any damage whatsoever to his Crimson Guard. So, very good pickup here from No Fear. Interesting, but very useful, as it just showed right there how useless the Witch Doctor ultimate was in light of that Crimson Guard. So, Keizu getting some big slams here, but his team really lacking tools to follow up. But now with the Battle Fury, maybe he has some opportunity for combo.
Yeah, Tide Hunter's death was not in vain, and he's definitely managed to do some work for his teammates. I want to draw your attention towards the top 2 tower, because I'm not sure if this is a bug or if you can see it as well, but I see Tide Hunter's face sticking out of the ground.
What?
Okay, it's
yeah,
gone now, never
I
mind.
saw that on the tail end of that. Yeah.
I was confused as hell about that. Right, but as I was saying, you know, Yoku, he's been the sacrificial lamb for his team. He manages to get the stun off on 3, and if his 4-star can get him out of there, he's fine just dying while the rest of his team is up. Roshan's back. No Diggity are aware of this. They've moved towards the pit. This time, they will be contested by the looks of it.
Oh, there's a kick there onto No Fear though. He does have a double damage, but the Coconut chases after him. Kane through the follow as well. The Maledict applied. And well, this time Crimson Guard's not gonna get you out of this one. So he does lose his life there. Wandering into the wrong neighborhood. Had the Wolves as scouts still overextending there, I would say is a mistake. So the Wolves trying to get some shenanigans done will be punished. So they were brought down, and looks like Diggity score a second Roshan for themselves.
And this should be the Aegis going towards Qualifier, I'd assume. He's got the Battle Fury picked up now as well. Era could be a good candidate for the Aegis as well. No, they'll give it to Qualifier. He's doing a little bit more for his teammates right now. Razor is innately tanky as well. Top lane, Fuck, he's got rules online. He's building towards an Aghanim Scepter this game, so
Yeah,
they're
like that
prepping for eventual BKBs on No Diggity.
It's not only that, the Scepter's stun duration has been increased to 4.5, so you just pretty much stun yourself forever if you break the cord. And oh, there's the cleanse once again, showing the power Disruptor. The veil comes across onto Era. Yoku releases the Kraken, immediately stuns up Diggity's initiation. Yepzor getting caught out. Witch Doctor just deploying full force there from Syndran, but No Fear pops that Crimson Guard immediately. Shuts Syndran down. He throws the Coconut, tries to survive there, gets destroyed by the Puck Orb, and once again we lose 3 Diggity heroes despite them getting a great start on the initiation. Yoku has been on the ball with these Ravages, and that Crimson Guard as well. No Fear having the foresight to pick up that item versus the Witch Doctor. Really, just I guess this is called creative or adaptive itemization. You know, you don't always have to go for the quote-unquote standard builds, and this is one of those cases. So really liking that Crimson Guard pick.
This does seem like a VP that hasn't been too shaken up after they lost to Advenom. They come back, they're thinking straight, and they're making all the right moves so far. But
G getting caught out here. The Ember Spirit cancelling some TPs on the south, but Yepzor He does actually roll himself away there. The Yule Scepter as well as the disjoint, they will actually blink away. Oh no, G gets scouted out there. He will actually jump to the west side, and we'll see if he gets caught out. Keizu is looking for it. Oh no, they see that little piece of fairy dust. G making so much space. The Ember Spirit comes in, he runs away, and they're still trying to silence him. Qualifier is out of mana already. G getting caught out. He dodges it once again. He does
What
have
a
Yules
ninja.
on the return. He Yules himself away, and now he's gonna shift blink as he is maledicted up and the urn. So this will be his last time blinking this fight anyway. Qualifier finds him at the tail end, and they finally get G after a million years with 5 heroes. This guy is a space maker.
Really, man, some ninja-esque plays coming out there, while Aloha Dance just uses all that time to keep momentum going on this bottom lane and jumps back into his jungle to farm. His death, once again, not in vain. No Diggity, what do they do here? They know that they're being toyed with at the moment. They need to start making some plays happen, and as the game progresses, as they level up and they get a lot more EXP under their belts, their respawn times increase as well, which means their windows of opportunity after each team fight where big ultimates from VP have been blown keep reducing.
Yeah,
The pressure is starting to get to them now.
that's a good point. Definitely. Qualifier does have the Aegis, so he's going to play it very carefully here. Well, play it less carefully here. Oh, now they're going for Yoku. They're going to get him. They miss on that crush. Tide Panther's doing the taunt once again. Gets hit by a rock there on the return there, but the Doom immediately grabbing that cheeky ass sprint and the Glimpse as well. Doom and Glimpse, there's no escaping this one. Yapzor will feed his life away for his little bit of cheekiness, and VP punish overextension.
It's just so tempting when you see an Earth Spirit in your face to throw a Doom or anything big on him, man. I know that feel, bro.
Radiant's
Up
Oh,
top,
well.
is under
quite far.
attack.
Aegis still sitting on him. G's gonna go in on him. He does have a defensive remnant placed down and jumps away before
almost
waning with
impossible.
silence.
And FNG. Oh, they're going for him. Immediate change here for Qualifier. This silence though shuts them all down before they get the opportunity. And the Glimpse as well pushes him back. And a very good survival here from the Disruptor. He does waste that ultimate as well. So they might be looking to push the issue. After having had Roshan already, might decide to get themselves a tier 2 tower. This is the first tier 2 tower that we're looking at. Era looking for a sap there. K2 following up with that crush. They will grab that Doombringer. The Glimpse once again removing the Doom from the fight. The Coconut will not bounce that Syndran. Will deploy the ultimate just to finish off that Doombringer, but Razor already more than enough damage to kill him off. So have to see what actually happens coming up from here. The tier 2 tower, will it be
Radiant's
uncontested?
middle tower is
There
under
is
attack.
Ravage.
There's a Ravage, but there's no Doom and there's no Static Storm from the Disruptor. Park does have the Aghanim Scepter though now, so they could just to use in conjunction with the Lycan, who by the way is getting picked off at bottom, as Kezu, Era, and Koikpa will jump him and make mincemeat out of him.
Alright, looks like G wants to hunt Mr. Syndran. He starts with the coil. I'm not sure about the coil though. He wastes this one big teamfight ultimate to catch up a lone support. Syndran buying space once again. He turns on the Green Lantern as the Yule Scepter though kicks off Yoku. Yoku gets caught out. There is the Coconut. Not gonna be enough. They spit water in Syndran's face. He will collapse to the ground. So unfortunate Witch Doctor over there getting picked off by the pup and bullied actually. So G now searching for new targets. Qualifier gonna be slightly tough to deal with as he does have the Spirit in the back. And Yoku very farm for an off lane.
Koikpa was actually opted to go DPS this game. I would have expected him to get the Lincoln Sphere for the value it adds versus the Doom, but he's gone for the Crystalist. G's gonna get stunned up here. Can they bring him down in time though? Nope, the Ninja is doing his tricks again. Got the blink away.
Escape
And he's out
artist.
there.
Oh, Qualifier almost has the ninja senses as well. So Jedi on Jedi here, pretty much. And FNG, what's he up at? He's got nothing. Only a Staff of Wizardry and brown boots, but I like his use of Static Storms. Doesn't just wait for the field, uses it defensively and offensively as well to cut off team fights and to cause a lot of trouble. Yapzor meanwhile has himself up a Veil.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only source of magic damage on his team, unless we're gonna count Plasma Field and the Flame Guard every now and then.
Yeah.
The Veil it's pretty much, it's a selfish pickup, but one that could really allow him to dish out huge chunks of damage, especially given that the Doom opted to get an early Crimson Guard this game.
That's true. Alright, so there's gonna be a 4-man smoke train or 5-man smoke train. 5-man smoke train here from Radiant, and they're gonna look for targets. Scouting first with the Wolf and everyone from VP. I'll be finding a kill. Diggity will hide in their base, hide in their jungle. Not allow VP to pick them off. I guess that smoke was kind of too obvious. The creep waves being pushed over to their side of the map, and them not responding. Very fishy.
We've also got two very deep observer wards from Diggity towards the middle lane. So those are usually spots that you'd see VP's heroes hanging around, especially if there's someone farming inside the jungle. So pretty much a dead giveaway that they were smoked. No Diggity will dodge a bullet.
Yeah, so VP already has that Aghanim's on puck, so that is going to be a big deal. The next team fight, although there are no BKBs, a 4.5 second stun is a big deal. Era finds himself warrior.
Well, VP, they're in position to jump Yapsor here. Just gonna let the boulder fly. They won't really commit the Ravage on him just yet. Cool, with a bit of a misclick, he'll jump forward.
There is a surround. Yoku force-staffs himself into a surround. Syndra though, getting locked down here. Fear might decide to paint that pentagram on him, realizes that he's just too damn squishy and will actually die. Yeah, he dies for the Maledict there, misses completely on all the heroes. But he does make space for the rest of his team to run away. So the only death once again on Diggity. Like I said, for a good cause.
Yeah, that did look like a fairly intentional suicide. Well, the call was just get out, I'll sacrifice myself. No, Diggity does manage to escape by just giving up a support, aka the Witch Doctor. But VP, they've still got all their weapons locked and loaded. The Doom, the Ravage, as well as the Dream Coil all prepped and ready to go. Quite well. He's finished up that Daedalus now, which means if he is ignored for the team fights and if he's not controlled, that DPS from the Slight is going to start racking up the longer the fight goes on.
And if you take a look at Doom, he is going for the Solar Crest. Oh wow, okay. 4-star forward. Will they glimpse him? Is there range? There is no range. But yeah, look at his Doom Bringer. He has that Solar Crest, so if he wants, he can apply it onto Razor, can apply it onto Ember Spirit, make a lot of their hits miss in the fight there. Aloha Dance losing its life there, gets hit on that bash, but oh! Keizu, will they get it? Body blocks him from FNG, really big, but Aloha Dance is only a man, no longer wolves. But Keizu has wasted most of his BKB duration. He is going to take tower damage. He's going to get shot. He loses his life. FNG going to be just close enough for that solo EXP. Juicy. Now at level 13, but meanwhile fights in the middle lane. Fiend. Oh no. The feed's coming out here from the Witch Doctor. Really shouldn't have been there in the middle lane. But then again, mobile heroes here from VV punish poor positioning, and well, Diggity, they could have been scrambling to go bottom to help, I think, and that's what might have cost the overextension.
Well, Era's got his BKB online now, but the puck is prepared. As you pointed out, the Aghanim Scepter is still online on him. He's got another 2500 gold in the bank. I'm wondering if he opts to get the Boots of Travels first, or does he sell off the bottle and start building towards possibly a Scythe of Ice here?
Alright. We'll see. I mean, it's always going to be really strong when you have a blink.
Another tool that could be used to lock down Qualifier Ember Spirit as well, but he does seem to be building either the Mantis style, the Lincolns, or an Eye of Skadi. I'd be a lot more satisfied if he actually picked up the Lincoln Sphere this game.
Yeah, Lincoln Sphere is pretty ideal. Blocking Glimpse will be the biggest deal of them all, I think. And of course, Doom. Blocking Glimpse. It's going to be a very real problem for him. I'm surprised he hasn't died even more than once, so I think Qualifier has been doing his job here on that Ember Spirit. They will jump to the top there, round up the creep waves. But both teams, if you haven't heard at the start of the cast, they are actually on big losing streaks. So both teams, I guess, can blame themselves on tilting for losing, bad morale or tilting, but ultimately they seem to be shaping up the game here. And Keizu gonna pop that BKB, realizes that he's still stunned. Like, what the hell is this? I bought this BKB. Waste half its duration though. And now the ult will fly. Will there be a follow-up? The kick will not be there, but the glimpse will be. And there we go. Slaughter going down, and that is after his BKB was activated. Now they're gonna lose his tier 2 tower in the absence of Slaughter, unless they want to go in for a fight. Era deploys Plasma Field. And looks like, yeah, this tower is gonna go down. Aloha Dance is ready with that Solar Crest. And Puck getting the last hit on the tower. This is the GL's waiting for to show up.
Yeah, this was a really good play from VP. They had the Doom illusion in the rush pit. They saw Roshan respawn immediately. They're like, guys, there's a Slara just rearing his head in the middle lane. Let's find this pick off and transition this into an objective, aka Roshan. That's exactly what they'll do now. No diggity. They've smelt what's up though. Will they commit inside the pit though is the question.
Oh, Quaker going in there with the chops there, the silence as well, locking down Yapso. They glimpse Quaker away from the fight. The BKB from Era going in. Roshan is so low though. Will they get it? Lycan gets the Lycan gets shield, so he will have that second life for him. There'll be no Thievery, no Grand Theft Agents this time. Yoku holding back on the Kraken. He sees Syndran, but he's not gonna commit anything to Syndran. No, Era gets himself zoomed up. The coconut will come, and this is when the zoo gets really annoying because everyone sharing the love here, stunning themselves up. Solar Crest has been deployed. Quaker loses his. Oh no, he loses it. And now the coil comes up to control that, follow up by the Kraken. We do keep Quaker's life though. Nice stun here from Keizu. Will shut them down for a short while. Quaker very greedy, but comes in here with some crazy pleas and crits. Will do bits of damage over here and over there, but not enough to finish anyone off so far. Era running and kiting around Yoku. The Ravage has been spent, so maybe it's a good time to reset. Goes the Doombringer, picks up that cheese, munches it in front of Keizu and realizes that, hey, I have got the upper hand now. Never mind, the kicks come in, and now Diggity with a good amount of kiting here will actually start killing off a lot of the VP heroes. G throws out the orb. Be careful not to touch that. No fear. Dropping low because of the amplified damage, doing so much though. But the anchors and the wolves more than enough to destroy the Razors. Puny helpful. And well, Keizu gonna just sprint away, and the kicks coming in once again. The Earth Spirit is really starting to annoy VP, but he is about out of mana. And unless VP have something else to catch him, they might not have. They may. Gotta go try. And of course, it's a bad investment if you try and look for a teammate that's or an enemy hero that's already trying to run away from you, especially when you have got bigger objectives like a Rex. But yeah, but if you do it for your compendium quest, then by all means, go chase it.
All of that started because the Doom's illusion scouted out their Roshan. Once they moved into the pit, No Diggity looked like they might have been able to do it with Quaker spamming this sleights of fist inside the pit, but a good static storm from the Disruptor onto the cliff really just shut down No Diggity there, and that's when
They
I think
tried to jump
VP started.
the cliff there.
Yeah, VP just rolling with the punches, one after the other. They've managed to come out ahead yet again. But the graphs though, they tell a different story. It doesn't, well, No Diggity is not that far behind for a 38-minute game. I don't think a 4,000 net worth lead is insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination for No Diggity.
I mean, that's always obvious when you have yourself an Ember Spirit, so be careful here as he approaches his second Daedalus, I want to say. Or is it MKB? Yeah, probably it's MKB. Oh no, we see someone getting caught out. I'm not even surprised at this point, but the Witch Doctor throws out his coconut. Will he deploy the Frog of Death? Never mind, G-Soul to that. Keizu coiled up along with Era. No, Era dodging that coil there, actually getting a kick there onto G. We lose our Disruptor here. G silenced up, very low. Era whips him, he goes down. VP now in a lot of trouble, but he goes in there with the 4-star damage, catches 2. Now G with the follow-up, gets the fish. Quaker being able to zip away in time, always having a backline remnant, but Yapso getting caught out here. Doom burning him down. Will he tick? Will he tick? He will not. Yapso will survive. The pure HP pool just too strong for BP to score any more kills other than that, but it is still a Witch Doctor and a Slaughter at this point. Lycan, 4,000 gold almost on him, so we'll see what he buys.
That was actually a pretty good fight for No Diggity, I'd say. They managed to keep their cores alive through it all, and they did manage to force out the buyback on G. Now Ravage is on cooldown, all the big ults are on cooldown. No Diggity has most of their heroes online. Good to see them forcing this fight.
Oh, he used to start things off. We don't like Yemzo. That's the consensus right here. They take him out. The low hand dance bites him in the butt. Era stamping a lot of damage right now. The damage from the Witch Doctor ultimate almost doing nothing because of the Crimson Guard. Era trying to show off his newfound damage, but Crimson Guard says no. Barely even scratch the surface of Doom's armor. And looking tough for Diggity. Real tough.
Yeah, I was gonna say that No Diggity could have committed to a fight there, but when VP just jumps in, finds a pick off and runs away without losing any casualties. That's what starts to hurt no Diggity, because again they're just extending the time where their cooldowns come back online on the side of VP, while no Diggity is forced to fight 4v5.
We'll see what Quakefer actually builds towards. He does have that demon edge.
Well, Kezu's actually building towards the Assault Quira, so they're trying to tank up now, getting some physical DPS under their belts. That'll work well versus the Lycan, not so much versus the Doom and the Disruptor though. Disruptor, he's halfway towards his own Aghanim Scepter. That'll be a key tool to shut down BKB on Era, or even the Ember Spirit. By the way, I'm curious to see whether he's gonna finish up an MKB, a second Deadlist, or be a real man and buy a Rapier, man. Real man buy Rapiers.
Usually if you want to buy a Rapier, you start with a Relic, right? Or maybe he's leaving his options open. Could be that as well. Oh, Quakefer getting caught out. He doesn't have any silence removal, but he does have a Spirit, so I don't think G will be pursuing this. No fear is ready. He does have Blink Dagger, and I think this is what they need. Blink Doom, catch out.
For now though, I think the safer option for Quakefer is to just hold... Okay, never mind. I was gonna say hold on to the buyback money, but it will be the MKB picked up on him. So recognizing that the Solar Crest does pose indeed quite a bit of a threat. But 5-man smoke, they've hit another window where they get power spike on that MKB. No day, is that spike gonna be enough for them though? Turn the
Catch
tides of
out
this game.
FNG here, that'll be great, but no fear, they're all camping the high ground. This will break the smoke right away. The Shiva's guard from Era will scout things out, but so does the Tidehunter. They blow Syndra up. Your machine gunner is down. Keizu, Fish has been doomed, but Ember Spirit going in there, going big. Really laying down the hurt there. There's your Ravage. Quakefer locked down. Will there be enough time? Aloha Dance, they are going to try and chase it down. They are losing a lot of life there on Quakefer. 200 health remaining. G catches him with the Yule Scepter, but the Sun saves his life, but the Fairy does more than enough to take out that Ember Spirit. And another click here from G takes out the entire Diggity squad, and Yapzor meanwhile loses his fight, loses his life to that Lycanthrope. And G, I must say, you give him heroes like the just dominates the team fights non-stop. You give him so many buttons to press, he presses all of them, and he presses them on your face. And Diggity built the Wrath of G there, and I must say Yoku's Tidehunter this game has been spot on.
Yeah, this is it's not looking good for no Diggity at all. High ground has been reached. Fortification is only going to delay the inevitable. This is definitely going to be one lane of Raxus at the very least. Cinderin, he's not going to be able to do anything here by himself. The second lane of Raxus not looking too healthy either, because that's 40 seconds without the Ember, 30 seconds without the Razor, and just be game.
Yeah, we will have to. Oh wait, like we talked about the lineup of VP. They had crazy teamfight ultimates that you don't want to fight into. And what Diggity did the whole game was, I feel like they just ran into these ultimates. I mean, yeah, they tried to circumvent them. They had some big crushes here and there, but it's just not enough to take out the Tidehunter. You don't have that kind of burst damage until your Ember is like crazy fat, and just like it's like hitting into a spike carapace. You know, I know it's kind of weird to say it like that, but it's kind of like running into a spiked wall, because you try and do a lot of damage to your enemy and you don't kill them off. You know, this Doom built so tank, so even as a position 4, it's almost impossible to burst him down before he gets stuff off. And Diggity could have played the rat game, but they decided to choose the brawl option. I mean, with Earth Spirit and Slaughter, it's a very tempting option, but I felt this really punished them this game.
All props to VP though, they've made some very smart decisions this game, getting that Crimson Guard early on the Doom, building as tanky as they could on him, and just kiting around no Diggity. They knew that VP knew that they were going to be playing on a clock with cooldowns coming online. Every time their cooldowns were off, they just tried to commit to getting one single pick off, thus extending the time that they have to farm the map and stay back under their own towers without threat of no Diggity jumping them. No Diggity though, they've taken every single piece of bait that VP laid out for them.
Syndra sees them, he says, I'm
not
in,
like this.
and he's the front line. He will tank it up. There's a double Ravage, and Keizu, GG. Triple kill here for Aloha Dance, even, well, popping the BKB rather unnecessarily. Once again, Keizu on the ball with these Ravages. FNG decides to strip in the jungle, drops all his stuff there, plants a ward to film it. And, well, celebrate Game 1 victory after 45 minutes. Diggity. They fall hard in this game 1, and we'll see what happens in game number 2.
Yeah, the
I
early
feel
game
like
did
it's
look like
a-
it was pretty close contest, but then VP just ran away with it come, I'd say 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, they showed up. I mean, the teamwork